Sonic Mania was a hit in so many ways, but when you're an animator who's into video games, you're bound to notice those sexy little additions to the animations. I'm Dan, this is Video Game Animation Study, and this is 4 ways Sonic Mania improved classic Sonic's animation. So from the off, we can see that there have been more frames added between those original frames. Sonic and Friends have much smoother run cycles, explosions are much more comprehensive and varied, rings have perhaps 2 or 3 times the amount compared to the original, splashes have a nice shape to them, shields look great. This first Robotnik fight uses full sprite rotation and those little spinning claws look silky smooth. Tails' tails look nice and fluid. Winning poses, idle poses, pushing and looking animations all have a lot more going on. More frames, in this case, seems to be an improvement over the originals. Let's have a look at what they've done with those frames. So there's been much more character and appeal added to those frames. For instance, the bouncing animation added to Springs has this faux motion blur with a slight bend added, giving this a much more powerful and dynamic feeling when compared to the really basic original. This may well be within a few frames, but it adds so much, you really feel like this spring is propelling you through the air. How can we forget that Dr. Robotnik animation at the end of Green Hill, with some breaking of the limbs to give him a real powerful arm swing in pressing that button. It seems a little overkill, but it's quite a small element that just lifts this whole little scene a bit more. To be fair, Dr. Robotnik's animated really nicely throughout this whole game in general, and it's got a real sense of weight to him. I mean, you compare this to his kind of really limited animation for the original games. As mentioned previously, each character has their own little quirks when doing other things, like when Sonic looks up. He has genuine curiosity, and there's this cute little overshoot frame when he collapses back down. And Mighty sticks his chest out, which I find great as he's meant to be this kind of macho type character. When Knuckles shakes off the gloop, I love how his hands are treated, seeing as he has these big old silly gloves. And there's various other things as well. For instance, Sonic's run cycle now goes through 4 phases, each with many more frames than the original run cycle, which only had 2 phases. There's more of a bounce and a sense of weight now, and he sort of hunches and leans forward in this first phase, as though getting ready for more speed. And this is true for the other characters as well. Knuckles now has a slight lean in his glide turn, and more of a hunched back when climbing. The pushing animation actually gives the characters a sense that they're putting weight into their action, with quicker, sharper steps compared to the original. Basically, there seems to be a greater understanding of weight in the characters now, how strong they are, how they affect their environment, things like that. And this tiny little attention to detail just makes the animation feel so much more accomplished, and you really notice it when playing, and it just smooths everything out. Sonic is quite a cartoony series, especially looking at his animated TV outings, so it makes sense that we occasionally have some exaggerated principles like squash and stretch and smearing present in various places, like with this boss against the heavy magician in Mirage Saloon. We've got some cute little stretching here with the hat, and the way the hands have the smear when in action, it's a subtle little thing, but it suits this boss perfectly. There's really not much of this in previous games at all, but it's used in small amounts in this game, so it still has the feeling of those original games. The rotating orb enemies in Studio Opposite Zone also have this smear when the orbs spin round really fast. I think this looks much better than just having those orbs rotate quicker and quicker. It gives it a lot more energy. Plus it makes this enemy a bit more interesting than just being static in the previous games. Like, look at him when he's got no orbs left. He's shaking and scared. I don't want to destroy him. In fact, I never do. If he has 1 orb or less, I just tend to leave him. During the Metal Sonic fight with the little Silver Sonic, his extended limbs have a little smear as they pull back, and there's a bit of illegal bending in that motion too. Illegal meaning, in this sense, a bendability that shouldn't match how it would in real life, but here it gives it a little more weight and power for how small he is, especially when this is pretty much a single sprite in the original game. There's much more emphasis on smearing in general in this game, compared to the originals. Again, with Tails and his tails, there's a greater sense of speed in that tail spin, with thicker representation. Smearing was present in the original running animations, but they've been thickened a little here to emphasise them more, and again with more frames added. One other thing I think Sonic Mania massively improved upon was its understanding of 3D space and solid drawing. The first big improvement they made was mixing up the spring animation from a static side-on view to the spinning animation from Sonic CD, albeit with double the frames to get it silky smooth. When characters rotate on vertical or horizontal drums, we're treated to this beautiful turnaround animation showcasing a full 3D character essentially. Indeed, this was present in the originals, but it's so much more accomplished here due to the amount of frames that have been added, enhancing this action. We even get a little turnaround animation if you're skidding, if you're lucky enough to hold it in that direction for the correct amount of time. That's some real consideration that you don't often see. Throughout the game, we get to witness very nearly every angle possible from these characters, and this is quite an accomplishment in pixel animation. Heck, even some bosses have this, like the double mace boss from Green Hill. I suppose in a way it's good they didn't overdo it in every aspect, because it retains that sense that this is what would have been a 32-bit game. Especially when you compare this to other 32-bit games of what would have been its era. So, could things have been even better? What could we expect from a theoretical, but perhaps unlikely, Sonic Mania 2? Well, I'd like there to be more thought put into animal animation. When you destroy a Badnik, for instance. These little critters still only have 2 or 3 frames, which is pretty much the same as the classic games, and I'd like to see a bit more detail in this area. It's a small thing that could make a big difference. Also, this might be controversial, but I'd like to see some more bounce in Sonic's jump, kinda how they treated his jump in Sonic Lost World. I just really like how they give it a slight stretch in those initial few frames. I mean, they do it with Mighty's hammer drop, so I can't see why they couldn't add it to the jump as well. Might give it a bit more character, and my good old favourite, more weight. With a slight stretch, it'll show how powerful he is in that initial jump. Jumping has always looked a little off to me. I think it'd benefit from either a stretch or maybe 1 or 2 transitioning frames into that jump just to smooth it out. I guess bosses could have a bit more going on as well. There's lots of these ones where it's just a kind of static drone type thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but just have something like some flickering lights or some jet flames, something to keep it a bit more dynamic. Even this little roller enemy from Springyard has a sort of bouncing idle animation in Mirage Saloon when compared to the original. The Heavy King fight is kinda cool. There's lots of cool little principles going on here, but it still retains this sort of janky incompleteness that keeps it in line with how a game on a 32-bit system might move, as I mentioned earlier. To be fair, most of the heavies have something going on, so they're not completely static. The meter droid is kind of the minimum I'd expect from a boss, really. Generally though, these are the main areas of animation I felt had the greatest attention in Sonic Mania, which helped propel its status as an instant favourite among fans and gamers in general. Let me know what you think could be an even greater improvement on classic Sonic's animation in future 2D games, and if you noticed anything in Sonic Mania that radically improved classic Sonic animation that I might have missed. Thanks to these absolute legends for supporting me on Patreon. Consider supporting me yourself if you like. You get various tiers with various rewards, like your own profile picture drawing by me, a monthly blog of games with great art, behind the scenes sneak peeks and all that jazz. And also, you'll be helping to fund an ad-free channel. Come back next time. Got lots in store. Love you, bye.